Alright guys, so I'm back with another video, and this one has to do with George Zimmerman, who is apparently going to sue the parents of Trayvon Martin. Now for those of you who don't know who George Zimmerman is, he was the dude that had shot Trayvon Martin way back in 2012. Now, he claimed it was self-defense, but he had been following Trayvon Martin while he was walking around the neighborhood, and basically, Zimmerman had called 911, and what ended up happening is that the person right there on with him said not to follow Trayvon Martin. But for some reason, Zimmerman decided to follow him, and things escalated, and it ended up being that Zimmerman shot Trayvon Martin, and he was found not guilty in that trial. Now, before I go on, I'd like to give you some information on the things that Zimmerman did after that trial in 2013. And here's what it is. Alright, so after being found not guilty in that trial, he tried to sell the gun that he used to shoot Trayvon Martin with. In the description, he put the following statement: "The firearm for sale is the firearm that was used to defend my life and end the brutal attack from Trayvon Martin." And then he puts the date, February 26, 2012. And my opinion on this is that that's just disgusting. I mean, you already got out of a murder trial not guilty, right? But the reason for him putting this up, I think, is easily to call up a certain base. He wants to call up on the racists to buy that gun. If you don't believe me, here's the price that he set. So before I go on with this, I'd just like to note that there are people out there that ever since this case have seen Zimmerman as a hero. They literally framed this guy as a hero for shooting this young man in cold blood. So that falls into this. Now anyway, so let's see. The firearm was set at $500,000 for the 9mm pistol, and $100,000 was the starting price. The $500,000 was if you bought it now. And I'm just wondering, why was it so highly priced? I mean, it's just a 9mm pistol, right? I mean, what reason could there possibly be that he would do this? Alright, so anyway, after that, he was attacked at a bar. And the reason that he was attacked at the bar is because apparently Zimmerman was having a few drinks, and someone recognized him. Now, the person who recognized him had basically just walked by, and Zimmerman had basically just started saying, "Hey, I like your tattoos." He said, and I quote, "I love your tattoos. My name is George Zimmerman. You know, that guy who shot Trayvon Martin." And apparently the man that had recognized him was identified as Mr. Whitmore. He said that Zimmerman showed him ID to prove he was the real George Zimmerman, the one who shot Trayvon Martin. And then apparently another man somewhere in the back of the bar somewhere had heard this and went up to Zimmerman and said, "You're bragging about that?" And Zimmerman was punched in the face. Zimmerman later called 911, claiming that the man threatened to kill him, but of course he did, because you shouldn't be bragging to other people about how you shot a kid in cold blood, especially when you were found not guilty, right? Most people would just move on with their lives, not start mentioning it and bragging to other people. So why would you need to tell anyone that? Of course that happened. So anyway, more recently, apparently he also went after Jay-Z, who was working on a documentary having to do with the case of Trayvon Martin, and apparently Zimmerman accused Jay-Z of harassing his family. And Zimmerman said in an interview, quote, "I know how to handle people who fuck with me. I have since February 2012. Once again, he brings up Trayvon Martin. He brings up the exact date in which that happened. So my question here is, why would he need to do that? And this was not just in the span of a year or two. No, he kept bringing it up from 2013 and on to 2016, and it kept going and going. He's even tried to sell paintings for high price, for $100,000. Just, I wonder why. I mean, I myself draw, but I never thought my paintings or drawings were worth $100,000. It's because this guy's riding that fame. He got out of a murder trial and he felt emboldened to do all of this. He honestly thinks he's untouchable, is what I think about this. So, anyways, on top of all of that, on top of all the things Zimmerman did and tried to do, apparently now he's suing the parents of the boy he killed, which is just as sick as it gets. I mean, really, aside from the fake witness, he's also said that the reason is because he's been in therapy and because he's gotten threats and because he's gained weight. And for those of you who don't know, he's been a big dude. So, yes, there's that too. So my personal view on this is I don't care what this man says. He has been using his infamy that he got from all of this. He's been using Trayvon's name and what he did to make money and brag about it to everyone ever since he did this. That's why I say, Zimmerman, for those who are out there defending this guy, I really don't understand how hard it is to see that this man, his character, his true colors have been showing since that time. He keeps bringing up that he killed Trayvon Martin. He tried selling off the firearm. He's been selling art pieces for $100,000. Like I said, I don't think he's any kind of Picasso that he'd be selling them for that much. But people still keep defending him. For me, I hope that this lawsuit gets thrown out, or his gets thrown out. And if anything, what I hope is that Trayvon Martin's parents sue him. Because really, just emotional distress over this whole thing. Imagine, the parents of Trayvon Martin are trying to get over what happened, right? But they have to see and hear this man's name. They have to see and hear that this man is using their son's name. And it's just wrong, man. He really should have been in jail from the beginning. But for some reason, Zimmerman was let go. Anyways, it gets worse. So there are people who apparently in the comment sections of YouTube have claimed that apparently Trayvon Martin was up to no good. Because apparently what he had in his hands were Skittles and Arizona fruit juice, which is apparently used to make some sort of street drug. Sorry, I think my voice kind of went off for a moment. So let's assume for a minute that it was true, okay? As hard as this next part is going to be for me to do, let's just assume that for a minute it was true. Trayvon had bought that for making drugs, right? Did he really deserve to die for that? Does that mean that anyone who has weed deserves to die? Does that mean anyone who has a beer in their hand deserves to die? Of course not, right? Very simply. And the other thing is that people overlook this. He didn't steal those Skittles. He didn't steal the Arizonas. He went to a convenience store, he bought some stuff, he was walking home, minding his own business, and then Zimmerman followed him, right? I mean, he was told not to pursue Trayvon Martin, but for some reason, Zimmerman still did. And many people in the comments still have said that it was suggested that he not follow Trayvon Martin. I got news for you. It was not suggested. Someone tells you not to do something, especially 911 callers. I mean, if they tell you not to pursue someone, you don't pursue someone, right? So people have also said that he was in the wrong neighborhood, that Trayvon Martin was in the wrong neighborhood, and that he, that's why he had it coming. Well, from what I know, I think it's a free country, right? I mean, I don't think it's illegal to go to another neighborhood. I mean, what the heck? I mean, that might have not been Trayvon's neighborhood, but that doesn't mean that he can't be there. I mean, really. And my question for those of you that still defend Zimmerman is this. Why would Trayvon Martin, if he wanted to commit a crime, why would he go unarmed if he was going to do any kind of crime? It's just that simple. Why would he be unarmed? Or better yet, why would anyone go by themselves if they were going to commit a crime? What reason would they have for that? It just doesn't add up. It's because Trayvon Martin was the victim here. Plain and simple. Plain and simple, he was the victim. He was unarmed because he didn't plan to do a crime. That Skittles in Arizona is not to make street drugs. He was going to eat those Skittles and drink that Arizona. But to people, apparently, anyone who has Skittles and an Arizona in their hand apparently are going to make drugs. Apparently. This is how it goes. Anyway, I think I'll end the video here. And really, I don't really know what to say. I mean, I would say tell me what you think, but I think the majority of people that actually have some sanity would think that this man is guilty, just based on that list right there of what Zimmerman has done in the past. And this isn't his first either, man. He's been he's been abused before. Well, not abused, but he's been accused of abuse of his girlfriend. He has really been on a lot of speeding and a lot of different tickets. But anyway, forgetting about that. If you like what we do here, and if you have the time, like, subscribe, share, and help me get to 1,000 subscribers, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.